Whether you're the thinker or the stinker, gameranx brings you the top 10 strategy games of 2015. Number 10, Banner Saga 2. Also known as the Banner Saga Chapter 2, your progress from Chapter 1 will be carried over. The developers left BioWare after working on Star Wars The Old Republic with the intention of making a game for their own enjoyment. The result is a Viking-themed tactical role-playing game, and it's friggin' gorgeous. It has such a unique look for a modern strategy game, and it ticks basically every box you could ask for in an indie-funded Kickstarter, 3-part, turn-based strategy game. I have zero complaints and I want to play it now. Thanks! Number 9, Might and Magic Hero 7. Coming in September 2015 is an upcoming turn-based strategy game in the vein of Heroes and Might and Magic, which means it will obviously follow the same kind of gameplay you're used to with Heroes and Might and Magic as a series. In case you're not familiar, battles are structured a bit like a chessboard, and the player controls a faction of the units. It's turn-based, and I love turn-based gameplay. In fact, that's kind of my thing. It's not my only thing, but it's one of my things. One of my other things is an immersive story, and there are quite a few of them with a large set of main characters in the campaign mode. But if that's not your thing, there are also online and multiplayer options. I mean, it's kind of exciting that this type of stuff is starting to become popular again. Might and Magic Hero 7, probably going to be a good one. Number 8, Grey Goo. Grey Goo is a hypothetical end-of-the-world scenario involving molecular nanotechnology in which out-of-control self-replicating robots consume all the matter on Earth while building more of themselves. Grey Goo, the video game, is a real-time strategy game not unlike Command & Conquer. The game takes place 500 years after humans first ventured outside the solar system. You don't necessarily play a real-time strategy game for a story, but as far as they go, it's pretty good. It's an interesting concept, it's a well-executed game, and it's worth your time. Number 7, Active Aggression. Active Aggression is stated to be a spiritual successor of Fusion Systems' previous Active War titles, and aims to bring players back to the golden age of 90s strategy games. It's a traditional RTS, which is not a bad thing at all. Command & Conquer is a formula that many have replicated, and really, if you do it right, it's really hard to not like it. Harkening back to the golden age, however, does not detract from the graphics. It looks great, and it's going to be a heck of a game. Check it out in September. Number 6, Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth Rising Tide. The first expansion pack set to be released for Civilization Beyond Earth is in autumn 2015. The diplomacy has been completely redone, and I mean totally redone. They did not like the way that Civ 5's diplomacy worked in Beyond Earth, so they completely reworked it. There's 4 new factions, several new species of aliens, and you can finally build settlements in the ocean. Civ 5 is one of the greatest strategy games of all time, and most people that have played it know this. It's really great that the designers decided to go the extra mile with the new Beyond Earth expansion pack and kind of made it into its own thing. Not just from a thematic perspective, but also a mechanics perspective as well. Number 5, Age of Wonders 3 Eternal Lords. The second major expansion for the highly acclaimed strategy game, Triumph Studios spent an entire year continuously developing this release. If you're familiar with Age of Wonders 3, you obviously know the gameplay. However, there are new mechanics such as the race governance system, which allows players to tailor the features of each race in their empire to meet their strategic needs. Yes, it is an expansion, but like I said, there's new mechanics and of course, a load of new content. If you're a fan of the Age of Wonders series, it's a no-brainer. Number 4, Galactic Civilizations III. If you're in the mood for some exploration, expansion, exploitation, and extermination, may we recommend for you Galactic Civilizations III by Stardock. A long list of improvements and multiplayer right off the bat gives the third entry of the series and the first since 2006 a great core to work with, but in all actuality, the best part of Galactic Civilization III is customization. The game is highly flexible and a must-try for 4X players everywhere. Number 3, Attila Total War. We covered this game in another video a few months ago, but it is worth checking out again. Total War Attila has garnered praise for the in-game representation of history, enjoyable multiplayer, stunning music, animation, and sound effects, as well as improved army and character management. The themes such as family are reflected in the actual game systems. It's also received quite a bit of praise for the pacing in the real-time battles. The game is very good, but would be worth checking out even if it were only for the fact that you're playing a real-time strategy game based entirely around Attila the Hun. Number 2, StarCraft II Legacy of the Void is the third part of the StarCraft II trilogy developed by Blizzard Entertainment. It's a standalone expansion pack, which is an oxymoron that I don't care to investigate because frankly it's StarCraft, and who doesn't like StarCraft, and is hoping to incorporate elements of diplomacy more closely with the single-player campaign. Dustin Browder, developer of the game, was quoted as saying, "Quick game development is not something we've been traditionally great at. However, as we continually find with Blizzard development, it is constantly worth worth the wait. And as per usual, of course, anything StarCraft is worth the wait. And number 1, XCOM 2. A turn-based tactics game, players take control of the Avenger, which is a new mobile base for XCOM. The game's set 20 years after the events of XCOM Enemy Unknown, and in an alternate reality in which humanity has been defeated by aliens in the war. The goal as the Avenger is to free humanity from alien rule, but the real goal is to create a faster, more visceral combat experience than Enemy Unknown. It is currently unknown whether or not they've accomplished it, as the game is not out yet, but it looks extremely promising, and I hope that you're looking forward to it as much as we are. Real-time strategy is making a huge comeback in 2015. If there's a game you think we missed, please leave a comment, let us know. But also don't neglect to tell us what your favorite on this particular list is. We're about halfway through the year and some of the most exciting titles are yet to come, so we're all looking forward a great deal. Speaking of looking forward, you should subscribe to gameranx. We've constantly got a ton of great videos coming out. Return to youtube.com/gameranxtv on a daily basis. There's always new stuff here. Thanks a whole lot for watching. Obviously, following gameranx around the internet is a good strategy.